This is not about drugs, it's about collapse. On American streets, hope was consumed, leaving behind stumbling shadows. Forget fentanyl. Xylazine is the real story, the zombie drug that turned Philadelphia into ground zero for a catastrophe the U.S. ignores. Xylazine is a veterinary sedative, unfit for humans. Dealers mix it with fentanyl, creating the secret ingredient for chaos. Not just a stronger high, but paralysis. It turns users into motionless figures, looking like zombies. The fall of Philadelphia. Optimized for ruin, Philadelphia's collapse was a slow, calculated demolition. Kensington, the city's former industrial heart, became a perfect vacuum for crisis, optimized by neglect. For decades, the area suffered from political abandonment, budget cuts to social services, and zoning laws that encouraged blight, transforming it into a pressure cooker of despair. Xylazine's arrival was a ruthless evolutionary leap, the economic multiplier. It's cheap and drastically extends the fentanyl high, guaranteeing desperate, recurring demand for the dealer at an astronomical profit. This potent, sustained effect, often called Tranq dope, is why users flock to the streets, sacrificing physical function for prolonged oblivion. The worst secret. Necrosis and amputation. Xylazine's worst secret isn't paralysis. It's the physical decay. The drug literally rots the flesh. Continuous use causes deep sores, ulcers, and necrosis. Limbs turn black. The body decomposes while the user is alive. This is due to xylazine severely restricting blood flow, starving and killing tissue. This rot demands confrontation. The deep, infected wounds reach muscle and bone, defying healing due to restricted blood supply, which is necessary for fighting infection. The user is in a state of living amputation. The drug's powerful sedative properties tragically mask the pain, concealing the decay until it is irreversible. Hospitals near Kensington now function as field hospitals, facing a relentless stream of patients needing radical, life-altering surgery just to prevent fatal septic shock. This is the unspoken daily medical cost of xylazine. The constant stench of infection in the area has become an ignored soundtrack to the crisis. The hidden story of Kensington. The hidden story centers on Kensington Avenue. Xylazine exploded from 2% of drug samples in 2021 to over 90% by 2023. Nearly every fentanyl dose sold there contains the drug. Its easy sourcing is part of the scandal. As a veterinary product, its bulk powder form was legally imported from labs in China and elsewhere. It bypassed traditional DEA checkpoints because it wasn't classified as an opioid or controlled substance. Cartels diverted legitimate supplies or ordered ingredients online. This loophole turned easily available chemicals into mass incapacitation weapons. This systemic negligence allowed the supply chain to be optimized for chaos, ensuring an inexhaustible, cheap, and toxic stream of the compound flowed directly onto America's streets. If this systemic failure, this institutional blindness shocks you, remember that we only share these stories because our audience demands the unvarnished truth. If you want more raw analysis, consider hitting that subscribe button. And tell me in the comments below, which city do you think will be the next Philadelphia? Your participation fuels this essential investigation. The true scandal. Institutional abandonment. The true scandal is systemic inaction. Xylazine was not controlled until recently. For years, police couldn't arrest for mere possession, complicating enforcement efforts. Furthermore, labs failed to routinely test for it, skewing official overdose statistics and obscuring the scope of the problem. Crucially, Narcan failed against its powerful sedative component, leaving first responders scrambling and often helpless. Philadelphia was left to solve this crisis alone, navigating a political debate that consistently favored tough-on-crime rhetoric over public health solutions. The failure was bureaucratic, a slow-moving system unprepared to classify an animal sedative as a major public threat. The political unwillingness to establish safe injection sites a proven harm. Reduction strategy used globally means the decay continues unchecked on sidewalks and beneath the shadows of the elevated train line, the L. This inertia, fueled by moralizing, is an active contribution to the death toll, the institutional abandonment of Kensington. The visual horror and psychic numbing. The result is a dystopian urban landscape. People wander, slump, or freeze in agonizing poses. Residents live under siege, navigating bodies just to reach work. The city's history, its colonial landmarks, and celebrated culture is a stark backdrop to modern tragedy. This constant visual horror causes psychic numbing. Residents must routinely check if a body slumped over a mailbox is sleeping, overdosing, or deceased a dark necessity. Children grow up normalizing unimaginable despair. The crisis is not just a problem for the afflicted. It's a profound trauma inflicted on the entire community, one that institutional indifference has made permanent. The blueprint for tomorrow's crisis. Fear is the engine. Fentanyl and xylazine are just the precursors. Dealers are scientists optimizing cheaper, deadlier molecules. Chemical innovation on the dark web outpaces bureaucratic regulation tenfold. What we are witnessing is xylazine serving as a proof of concept for the next generation of synthetics, compounds like isotonitacin or bromozolam that are already circulating and challenging classification. Philadelphia is a live demonstration of our vulnerability. Ignore the shadows here, and they will soon be cast across your own city. The system's failure to adapt to this new speed is the scandal. The result is a wounded city where the Liberty Bell contrasts sharply with the nearby ruin. Philadelphia is a discard pile for a global chemical disaster. The true hidden story is the extent of societal ignorance, turning our backs until the problem became grotesquely impossible to unsee. The problem demands radical structural and economic intervention to restore hope. Until then, the streets of Philadelphia remain the front line of a losing war. The rot is structural, the decay is visible, and the silence is complicity. This is the bitter reality the media filters out. But we won't. This is the price of the crisis. This is the cost of silence. And the streets of Philadelphia are the chilling reminder that beneath America's facade, the future is rotting. Stay tuned. We will dive deeper into the stories of those who escaped and those who succumbed. The truth, as you know, is rarely pretty.